It was awful frustrating at first. I mean, in the beginning when I came out of James's, I was just so thankful to be alive because, there wasn't much hope for me. I stayed on my own the first night in the house. I wouldn't let anyone stay because I was just so independent in my head, and it was just so frustrating because I was in the wheelchair all night. And then when the girls were coming at night and the HC girls in the morning, and then I had the girls at the weekend, the Bluebird girls, and it was brilliant because, as I said, HSC were brilliant, but they don't work nights or weekends, and I would have been just totally lost without them. And it took me a while to be able to let them do personal care and that, because I nursed babies, I nursed in a nursing home, I worked at the Brothers of Charity, and for me to be on the receiving end, I thought, I'm never going to get into this, But the girls were so nice. They just made me feel like it wasn't a thing to be embarrassed about, and that I was no different than them, except that maybe they could do things I couldn't do, but I possibly could do things they couldn't do. Then I found after a while that it wasn't just all the care they were giving me, but I was getting on a friendly basis with them, and I just don't mean that I was friendly to them and they were friendly to me. It was that it was nearly like a companionship when they were here, and still is, and that means so much to me when you live on your own with 2 dogs. You're talking to the dogs 24/7. But, I could talk to them about anything, and they'd tell me any bits of news around Galway that I wouldn't know about, and asking how I was, and it meant so much to me. So then I was getting 1 or 2 other girls from the HSC mixed and that, but then I rang the HSC and I asked, could I just have the Bluebirds, not somebody coming nearly different every day, because it's not the same. They had different ways and whatever, whereas I knew the girls from Bluebird, and like if they had a half an hour, if they had an hour, they got it done, but they didn't leave me like as if I'm just here to do a job. They were there as a person to look after and help me with all my needs. And in some ways, and I know I did a course of the diploma in psychology, but in some ways, psychologically, they have helped me an awful lot. I would be lost without them, and I mean that. And I could get very emotional now, but I can never thank them enough for what they do for me. They are just super, because I was so upset when the girl I had for 9 years in HSC left. But then when I asked if I could have the Bluebird girls full time, in the mornings as well, and when I was given that, it was such a relief. Yeah, they just come in and make you feel good. It's very hard to explain it if you haven't experienced it, but it makes you feel like a whole person again, and not somebody with disabilities, or whatever. And especially I have to say this, that when the COVID started, and I didn't know whether the carers would be coming or not, they did come, bless them. But the perfectionism, I said oh my God, they're as good if not better than some nurses in hospitals, Before they came in the kitchen or the sitting room, wherever I was, they had the gloves on, they had the mask on, they had the gown on, and they were just so particular that I wouldn't catch on a thing, and the gloves changed for every little thing. You'd think they were up dealing in ICU. They were so good. And I just felt so confident all through that really bad period of the COVID. I think what I would say to anyone that's thinking of getting someone in, to help them and to help them with their, personal care, that don't be embarrassed. That we're all really here to help each other, and I would be the very first one that if I could, I would have said strongly, I don't want help. But when I did get it, and it's like that it's a friend of yours just helping, and it takes so much pressure off you. Like it took pressure off me of, how was I going to manage and all this. But you don't lose your independence, and I have to state that strongly to anyone that is thinking of getting care. Don't think you lose your independence. In actual fact, you become more independent because you're able to do more because of the care you're getting. That's what I'd say.